Hello everyone and welcome to Mrs. Helow's math lesson for today. We are continuing on with our discussion on area and perimeter. Today's lesson is a little something new, so we are going to do a new journal page. I'm right after the page with area of combined rectangles, and I'm on this new page, which to me is page 66. It might be something a little different for you. Okay, you're going to title this page Finding Unknown Measures. When I say unknown measures, this is unknown measures with area and perimeter, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my index as well. So page 66, finding unknown measures. Okay. Now, I'm going to just be doing a bunch of examples on this page. We're going to not have quite as much writing, but I'm going to more so explain the examples as we do them. So the first thing we're going to do is the perimeter unknown measures. So I'm just going to write perimeter, because this is actually going to be a little trickier than finding the unknown measures for area. Now here's what I mean with perimeter. We'll do perimeter on this side and then area on this side. Okay. So example 1 for perimeter. I'm just going to draw a rectangle like this. I'm going to say this is 3 inches. And my perimeter is 10 inches. And they want me to find what this side is. Okay, so let's talk about this problem. So I know that one side of my rectangle is 3 inches. My total perimeter is 10, and I don't know this number here. So what I have to do is I have to think of, okay, well, what part of the perimeter is this side taking and this side taking? So I know that this side is 3 inches. This side also has to be 3 inches. So I can do, well, 10 minus 3 inches here, 3 inches here. So that's really 6 inches. It's going to give me how many inches left over? 4 inches. So here's the problem though. I can't just say, well, this side is 3, this side is 3, and this side is 4, because I'm not trying to find just the leftover amount, because remember, I have 2 sides here that I don't know. So now I have to divide the 4 by 2, because I have one side here and one side here. And when I do that, I know that my side right here, the question mark, equals 2 inches. So let's go ahead and test that. If this is 2 inches and this is 2 inches, let's see if my total perimeter equals 10. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 10. So I know that the question mark equals 2 inches. Might be a little confused, so I'll let you get that down. Pause the video if you need to. We're going to do another example. Then we'll do a longer rectangle here. 6 inches there. And my question mark will be here. My total perimeter here is going to be 22 inches. Okay. So let's talk about this problem. I know this side is 6 inches. I don't know what this side is, but my total perimeter is 22 inches. That means that if I add up this side plus this side plus this side plus this side, my total is 22. But let's simplify this to make it a little easier. If this is 6 inches, I know that this is also 6 inches. So how many inches do both this side and this side take up? I have to do 6 plus 6. If I do 6 plus 6, I get 12. So I know that this side and this side are going to be the leftovers of 22 minus 12. 22 minus 12 gives me 10 inches. Okay, so now I have 10 inches left, and I have two sides that I don't know what they are. So I really have to think, well, what's 10 split into these two sides? So I do 10 divided by 2, and I get 5 inches. Let's see if that works. This is 5 and this is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 6 gives me 17. Plus 5 gives me 22. And that is my original perimeter right here, 22 inches. So I know that 5 is what the question mark is equal to. Okay, let's do one more example with perimeter. Example 3. I'm going to have a skinny one. If you're running out of room, just try to squeeze it on in there. And I'm going to say this side is 8, and we'll say 8 meters, 8 and my total perimeter is 20 meters. Okay, so my perimeter is 20 meters, and this side is 8, and then this side is my question mark. I'm trying to find out what the length of this one side is right there. So let's first make it easy. I know that 8 is here, but 8 is also here. So 8 meters and 8 meters. Now together we can come up with what this side and this side make up of the 20 meters. So I have 8 plus 8 gives me 16. So I'm going to subtract those, and I have 4 meters left to hand out between this side and this side. So again, I'm going to split this 4 into two sides, one here and one here, and I know this is 2 meters and this is 2 meters. Let's check this. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 8 is 18, plus 2 is 20, and there's where my 20 was. So I know my question mark equals 2 meters. Okay, moving on to area. Area is actually a lot easier. Remember how I said last time to get a formula in your head? A equals B times H. Area equals base times height. This is actually easier to find than unknown numbers for perimeter. So let's do example 1 for area. Or not triangle, sorry, rectangle that looks like this. And I'm going to say this right here is 4. And my area equals 12. And we'll say centimeters squared. And this is 4 centimeters. Okay, so I know two things in this problem. I know my total area and I know the height. What I don't know is my base. So I'm going to write area equals base times height. My area here I know is 12, so I can replace the A with the 12. My base, I don't know, that's my question mark. And my height is 4. So I have 12 equals something times 3. And now I can see, well, this can become a division problem, or I can just do it in my head if I know the multiplication fact. The question mark is going to equal 3 because 12 equals 3 times 4. And with the units, I don't have to square it unless it's the total area. I'm just trying to come up with the length of this base. So it's going to be centimeters. 3 centimeters. Okay, let's do another example for area. That side is going to be 10, we'll say inches, and my area equals 50 inches squared. Okay. So if area equals base times height, I know my area is 50. Height is what I don't know. My base is 10. And my height is my unknown number. Well, I can see very clearly what that number is now because 50 equals 10 times blank. And if I think of it like that, I know that blank has to be 5. And since we're in inches, I'm going to do 5 inches because this is 5 inches tall. And that is my answer. All right, last example for area. I told you area is a lot easier. Okay, let's do skinny one. Okay, so we're going to have 2, we'll say feet, FT, period. And my area is going to equal 22 feet. Squared. All right, so my area is 22 feet squared, and this is 2 feet. So what I don't know here is the height. My height is unknown. So I'm going to go in with area is 22 times equals base, which is 2, times height, which is unknown. So now I can think, well, 22 equals 2 times something. I can go off to the side and do 22 divided by 2, or I can do it in my head. And if I do that, I know that the question mark is going to equal 11, and my unit here is feet. 11 feet is how tall this rectangle is. Okay, so if you need to pause, this is all the notes that we are taking here today. So if you need to pause the video to get all caught up, please do that. And if you are caught up, let's go to page 739 in our textbook. 739. And this is lesson 13.4. So this is 13.4, but we're going to be on this page. And we're only going to do a couple of these together because this is going to be pretty much exactly what we just did in our book. Let's do 2, 3, and 4 together. So my perimeter is 44. I know what my width, I know what this length is, but I do not know this number. So that's what I'm trying to find. If my whole perimeter, which means the whole outline, is 44, I have to think, well, this side is 12, so this side is also going to be 12. So 12 plus 12 together make 24 centimeters. Of my total, which is 44, that takes up 24 centimeters of it. I only have 20 more centimeters between this side and this side. And when I think of it like that, I have to split up the 20 into 2 sides, which would be 10 and 10, because I just do 20 divided by 2. So I know my width is 10 centimeters. Okay, number 3. Now we're doing area. Area equals base times height. I'm always going to write that down. It helps me remember. So my area I know is 108 square inches. My base is going to be 9. And my height is my question mark. So now I have 108 equals 9 times something. And the best way to figure this one out is going to be to do a division problem, which is 108 divided by 9. 9 does not go into 1, but it goes into 10, so that's where I'm going to start. 1 times 9 is 9. 9 goes into 18 2 times. Okay, so I know that this height is going to be 12 Okay, and the last problem, again, we're doing area. Area equals base times height. I know my whole area is 90. I don't know my base, but I do know my height, which is 5. So now I have 90 equals something times 5. So now I'm going to come up to the side and do 90 divided by 5. 5 goes into 9 one time, with 4 left over, and 5 goes into 40 8 times, with nothing left over. So my base is going to be 18, and then I'll look at my unit, which is meters. If you want to finish this page just as practice, please do that if you are still getting a little confused with it, because it will help you as practice. Go to page 741. 741. You are going to circle numbers 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then numbers 1, 3, and 6. Just those 3. Finish those problems and then upload those to Schoology in the correct assignment on page 741 and 742, and then you're done with today's math lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out and ask me. Goodbye.